Now this is a story all about how the Fresh Prince turns sitcoms upside down. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most emotional Fresh Prince of Bel-Air moments. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at episodes or scenes from throughout the show's run that had us reaching for the tissues every time. Number 10. Ashley talks to Hilary about sex.
Hilary, weren't you scared?
Of course, everyone is. But I was ready. And only you know if you're ready or not.
There's something in how empowering this moment between sisters is that makes it so moving to watch. After a discussion with her boyfriend, Ashley spends the episode contemplating if she's ready to lose her virginity. She turns to Hilary for advice, who reminds her that she is strong, smart, and mature enough to make the decision for herself. In this moment, Hilary is the big sister every young woman needs, especially when she reminds Ashley that no matter what she chooses, she will always be there for her.
Now, I know you're aware of all the issues, and whatever decision you do make, I'm always here for you.
Number 9. Will thinks about driving while drunk. After getting stupidly drunk while trying to impress Jackie, Will considers driving home while intoxicated, but passes out only to wake up in a cemetery.
Oh, man. I feel like death.
Well, you came to the right place.
He meets several ghosts who are clearly there to teach him a lesson, but it all goes straight over his head until he meets Billy.
Hey, Billy?
There's nothing more heartrending than Will learning that due to some idiot drunk driver, Billy will never grow up to live out his dreams. Despite this all being an alcohol-fueled nightmare, we have no doubt that Billy's story will stay with Will and the audience forever.
I was playing ball on the sidewalk. This car jumped the curb, took me out. The driver was drunk.
Number 8. Uncle Phil and Will learn about each other.
Oh, my God.
Philip and Will hardly ever see eye to eye, and this is clear from the pilot when the pair comes to blows after Will shows up the family at a formal dinner.
Now, you may think it's cool to be on the streets when you're 17, but when you're my age, it's a waste.
I can't think that far ahead.
During this first showdown, Will learns that his uncle isn't as out of touch with his roots as he initially thought, and Philip learns that there's more to Will than the bright clothes and wisecracks.
I encountered bigotry you could not imagine. Now, you have a nice poster of Malcolm X on your wall. I heard the brother speak. I read every word he wrote. Believe me, I know where I come from.
Both realize they've judged each other unfairly, and it's the first time we see the love and respect that drives their relationship over the years. Number 7. Will says goodbye to the Bankses.
I just don't want you to think that I'm that same stupid kid I was when I first moved out here.
How could you possibly believe that that's what I'd be thinking? Look at you. You're moving out on your own. You're going to finish college in a year. You're becoming a man.
This final episode of Fresh Prince is a tearjerker from beginning to end. As the family packs up to move back east, leaving Will and Bel-Air behind, we're reminded of the best moments of the previous 6 years.
We've been through a lot together.
Childhood to manhood.
Will and Carlton's reminiscing will make you shed a few tears, but the pivotal moment is when Philip promises Will that he'll always be part of the family.
You're not going to lose us. You are my son, Will. End of story.
If you aren't bawling as each family member hugs Will goodbye, then Will turning out the lights in the empty house should do the trick.
Hey, who turned out the lights?
Number 6. Carlton panics when his father has a heart attack.
Oh, what you want? I want an ambulance. I think I'm having a heart attack.
Carlton doesn't handle it well when Philip is hospitalized after a heart attack, and while the family all rushes to Philip's bedside, he stays home and obsessively cleans as a distraction.
How come you're not at the hospital, man?
It says right here on the label to let foam sit for 45 minutes. My hands are tied.
Will confronts Carlton, and it soon becomes clear that fear is keeping him away. Will tells Carlton to stop being selfish and reminds him how fortunate he is to have a father to look up to.
Carlton, there's gonna come a time when all he has is tubes up his nose.
Not my father!
Everybody's father! Except mine, because I don't know where the hell he is!
Those words clearly hit home, and Carlton goes to the hospital. What follows is a sincere heart-to-heart between father and son that will leave you feeling raw.
Sorry I let you down, son.
You could never let me down, Dad.
I love you.
Number 5, Carlton gets rejected for his privileged upbringing.
You heard? Me and Carlton got in? Well, not exactly. I mean, you're cool and all, but Carlton, well, he's not exactly our type.
Will gets accepted into an all-black fraternity, but the celebration is cut short with the sting of the news that Carlton didn't make it in. Carlton handles the news by delivering a hard-hitting truth to the frat leader by saying that being black isn't something he tries to be, but it's who he is, and that he faces the same obstacles as other black people.
Being black isn't what I'm trying to be, it's what I am.
It's an impassioned speech that ends with Carlton calling Top Dog a sellout for encouraging disparity when he should be inspiring unity.
You said we need to stick together, but you don't even know what that means. If you ask me, you're the real sellout.
Number 4, Carlton buys a gun.
Hey, look, that's all we got, man. That's it.
I got some more in my wallet.
Take your hands out of your pockets! Take your hands out of your pockets!
Will takes a bullet for Carlton when they get mugged at gunpoint. Angry and scared, Carlton feels like the system has failed them and decides to take matters into his own hands.
Well, I'm sick of being a follower, sick of being a victim. I'm gonna start making some rules.
Carlton is sure that a gun will protect him, but Will argues that it's part of the problem, not the solution. Their showdown culminates in a heartbreaking climax, with Will yelling that Carlton owes him for saving his life.
Give me the gun. I saved your life. I want the gun.
Eventually, Carlton hands over the gun and just try to hold it together as Will breaks down while removing the bullets. Number 3, Will learns the dangers of drugs.
These will help you stay awake. You done speed before, right?
No, I didn't, and I didn't think you was living like that either.
It all seems like fun and games when Carlton throws some mad dance skills at prom after mistakenly taking speed from Will's locker. Soon, Carlton collapses and gets rushed to the hospital, leaving Will riddled with guilt for the rest of the episode.
This is the greatest night of mine.
Will breaks down as he confesses to the family that Carlton got the drugs from his locker, and you can really feel his pain when he says that he would never want to put his loved ones in danger.
Look, all I know is there's somebody real close to me that I love a whole lot. Could be dead right now, and it would be all my fault.
The episode ends with the family hugging Will as the message lingers over the viewers.
It's okay.
Number 2, Will and Carlton get racially profiled by cops.
Good evening, Officer Carlton Banks.
Keep your hands on a wheel.
The Fresh Prince put a spotlight on racial profiling over 20 years ago, but sadly, nothing much has changed. Carlton and Will get arrested for driving a car belonging to one of Philip's colleagues, and both handle the situation very differently. But it's Philip and Vivian who save the day when they storm into the police station with a speech that'll make any officer think twice before complying with this flawed system.
When you got this alleged confession from these two young men, did they have a lawyer present? No, because I'm their lawyer. Did you notify their parents? No, because we're their parents. So, officer, don't tell us to wait, and don't tell us to sit down. Just open that damn cell and let those two boys out of there, or I'm gonna tie this place up with so much litigation that your grandchildren are gonna need lawyers.
Just when you think you can't handle any more emotion, Philip and Carlton have a conversation that shakes Carlton's faith in the system he's supported until now.
If you were a policeman and you saw a car driving 2 miles an hour, wouldn't you stop it?
I asked myself that question the first time I was stopped.
Number 1, Will's dad leaves again.
Will is not a coat that you hang in the closet, then pick it up when you're ready to wear it. His life goes on. He's not supposed to be here for you. You're supposed to be here for him. You get off my back!
If this scene doesn't give you all the feels, you might just be a robot. When it's clear that Will's dad is about to flake on him yet again, Philip confronts Lou to no avail. According to the script, Will's supposed to brush it off as he learns his dad is bailing. But instead, Smith improvised a heartbreaking monologue in one of his best performances of all time.
I learned how to drive, I learned how to shave, I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. To hell with him!
He says he's gotten by just fine without his dad, but ultimately breaks down and asks why his dad doesn't want him. We defy you not to be a blubbering mess when Philip comes in for that hug.
Cause ain't a damn thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids. How come he don't want me, man?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.